kill rounds. We had a big 4K from him locking down one of the rifle rounds for MVP, and he was just a pillar on the B bomb site for the side of order.
Making a name for himself.
And now we're going to need more than just one man to step up here on this second map for MVP, because things just are going to look look I would be extremely surprised, but hey, surprised in a good way. MVP will need to impress us here, and they can't run, you know, like weak CS in this game. They have to bring in their full force, and you can only hope that they've done some prac and done some prep on this map. That's the only positive really here for MVP.
Yeah, we will cross our fingers for them. Hope and pray. Knife round to decide where they will begin. Now, of course, if you're MVP, you're looking at that CT side, Hugo, and you were just hoping that you can pick up the knife.
Yeah, that's extremely important here. As you've already said, Order very strong CT side on this exact map here, and just as a general team, right? We saw that previous map where they only got 4 rounds on T-side Inferno, but still won the game. And it will be MVP to get the choice. Twice in a row, may I add, Connor. Not only do they get the choice on Inferno, but now they move forward to Overpass. And, I mean, everything here is going right for them to start things off, but can they win the game? That is a question.
Well, how about we stop talking about it and we find out?
Well, we will continue talking about it and find out at the same time. How about that, Connor?
God,
we'll have middle ground.
Let's. T-side from Order, Hats, Imagine, Sicko, Liaz, Alistair, and the Koreans of MVP on the back foot here, using the defensive side to start. Glow, Zine, zeff, Solo, and what was once their coach, Mr. Termi.
Now a player, at least for here in Taiwan. We'll see if that continues. Again, we don't know if it's a permanent thing or not. As far as I'm aware, I've not actually seen any official announcements yet.
As far as I'm aware, there's no reason not to swap the guy out. He's been performing well so far. But we'll see. They go for the good old switcheroo. Hide a player behind the barrels. Zeff's going to make a point of contact now as they already start to come out through Monster. This is going to be another stacked bomb site. MVP actually have a read. Now he emerges himself. Termi and Glow picking up some kills, and cover's been taken. Oh, MVP with a convincing pistol. Imagine all that's left. And with 4 players ahead of him, he starts it off with 1, but the flank is coming in silently behind him, and Solo's got him dead to rights. The pistol round is over.
As you just hinted there as well, that's exactly what MVP ran up on the first map, a quad B stack for the pistol round.
I'm immediately thinking back to what I said about them not being prepared and reconsidering that. That was smooth.
Oh, dear.
That was
You
smooth.
never know. That's the thing. When you come into events like these, like, you don't know how much prep MVP have done. There's no way to find out. It's not like they're going to be telling you at the end of the day. So
if there's anything Asian teams tend to be revered for, it is preparation.
Yeah, really good research, really good anti-stratting, and that is exactly what MVP have brought in. Of course, some fantastic aim as well, and that's something that could certainly drag MVP through here. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, Connor. We're only a round in. And of course, even if they can keep this up on the CT side, it's the T side where things start to get questionable, I think. But that's a long way away. Order attempting a bit of a boost up on the B site. I like the angle, but will they be able to find the boost? It's not always easy to land, but it will come through.
Do my eyes deceive me, or am I looking at a Tech 9 in the hands of Alistair?
Whoa. I've not seen that for a few years.
Yeah, it's been a while. So we'll see if he can use the hardware to his favor. Imagine. He will find an opening, so despite the weapons being in the hands of the CTs, they do not belong to the first casualty of the round. They have fallen.
And that was from the boost as well, so the boost actually having effect there from Order.
I love that they actually take the Tech 9 off of the top, and then, you know, they play that appropriately.
Yeah, use a real gun, guys, come on.
What did you buy? Get out of there.
Oh, Termi, he's caught here on long. He's being pressured from 2 players. Will get away with a frag, but tries to escape off the back of it, and Sicko drops him down on long. The Tech 9 on the site, and that's why you use a CZ. Alistair's dead, and there's 2 men up for Order.
Solo's still just playing this a little patient. Doesn't want to overextend, because if he puts himself into the open, he'd be very susceptible to these Desert Eagles. 20 seconds on that clock, though. That's going to be the biggest issue for Order to try and work with. They need to hit this bomb site, clear it instantly, and Zine playing a safer corner is not going to reveal himself. The Thieves are distracted, but they know he's here. Hats, oh! Left it onto Sicko, who at least gets the chance at 1 or 2 shots there, although it will not be enough.
At least a couple of kills coming through for Order in terms of damage, but MVP following up with the second round. They're going to be kicking this map off to a good start. It's all about consistency, though. At least for now, this should be their third. Order have just default pistols with P250s. Not really much to play with. Actually, only 2. So, yeah, this is what you expect to be a clean round for MVP. And they're actually pulling the AWP quite early. It's something we wanted on Solo's T side of the previous map. But, hey, CT side as well. Certainly going to be somewhere where it's pretty effective. Of course, a bit dangerous to run it up against pistols, but it won't be the end of the world. I'm sure MVP will find this round without too much hassle.
Yeah. Where's he positioned? I believe he's up towards the A site, watching down towards bathrooms.
Yes.
And yeah, there it is. He's holding that angle. He gets the first kill onto Alistair, who has nothing to really work with as he rounds these corners. Poor Order, so outgunned, so unequipped in the situation that it is going to be a mowdown. zeff and termi with 2, make it 3, why not? Sicko last man up. He will trickle in from long, but Hugo, he doesn't even have the bomb.
No, only a P250 and a minute on the clock. They're even holding the smoke just to make sure he can't sneak his way through, and they suspect something here, Connor. Oh, I'd be very impressed if he even got 1 in this spot. So he's running through, does find a kill, but the AWP is still intact there, and it will hold down the line. It's going to be the round for MVP, as you would expect. 3 rounds on a row.
Yep, exactly. The pistol round and full conversion belongs to the Korean side. It's Solo to kick things off with a 5-0 start already. Liaz and Alistair yet to have kills, but that's perfectly fine. They've been unequipped, but now the AKs and rifles are in their hands, the grenades on their belt. And for that reason, we expect them to pack a bit of a bigger punch here in the 4th. Oh, I like this. Look at MVP. They're going to get aggressive inside connector. They're looking for a gunfight immediately, and they want to take it on their own terms with a boost up into the short side of B. You can see how that 1T is going to be susceptible to this setup.
Yeah, and there's no one coming in from the back line as well. They have a man at the bottom of the connector, but it won't seem to matter because Zein's already opened up. A bit of a sneak through the smoke from Alistair as he attempts to catch the timing, but he'll be unsuccessful in doing so. MVP have managed to get their way back towards the A site, but Solo's cut off by the Molotov. He's got to commit, and he can't find a kill because of it. Imagine takes him down to Order. They get a free pick back to a 4-on-4. Great utility usage to do so, and even though there's still a close man in the smoke, Order in a very good spot to get something done, unless Zein catches him off guard, and that he does.
He gets himself 2 in the round already. So it's going to keep them even keel. Termi's trying to come in and nip at their heels. Although he's going to miss the timing here. He's now trying to charge forward into the bomb site. He realizes that they are executioning into this. However, Hugo, they haven't gotten additional kills, so it still sits at a 3v3. Termi now looks to strike, and with Glow simultaneously picking up frags, it all falls on to Sicko. He's going to have to pull out a nasty clutch. He knows where they're coming in. They've all been spotted now at this point, and he gets none for his efforts. MVP with a 4th.
Some confident facing there from MVP. I like the double push-up from Termi as well, close on short. Could have been a lineup there for Sicko, but unsuccessful. And MVP, the idea, Connor, this is starting to look good for them. Not that that's a bad thing by any means, but Order certainly don't want to give any room away. With a 4-0 lead to this map, Order don't have money to play with apart from loss bonus plus bomb plot money. I mean, they could buy up here at the end of the day, but they won't have a lot of utility unless they forfeit those rifles down to Khalil's. And that they will not do. Pistols and armor, the safe buy coming through for Order. Definitely a good decision to make here. MVP still going to have that open play and plenty of utility behind it.
Yeah, they already have a T side on their mind whereby they did offer up such a lopsided start. They do not want that to happen again, so take this one on the chin. A 5th's not too bad. It's after the 5-0 start that things really start to get scary. We've also seen them successfully rob away rounds with similar buys, so we can't just count them out. Solo, I do like this. He's very confident in bathrooms. It's risky, don't get me wrong. But it just goes to show he's not willing to offer them any room to work with. MVP want gunfights. They want to go toe-to-toe.
And it's a flashy style that MVP used to get such a nice CT half on Inferno. The aggression down mid, the pushing down banana, the map control being taken. And they're doing the same thing here. And yeah, okay, he could go down, but it's a risk-reward play. And Solo wants the risk, but unfortunately he will not get the reward. I'm not sure where that wallbang came from, but nice stuff from Alistair to start things off. The pick coming through. zeff is going to trade down on B where the bomb is actually sat. So even though this push comes through from the A site and they get both kills to find it, they're still going to have the bomb under control. MVP have just turned this round upside down. Yeah,
these last 3 remaining terrorists shouldn't have much stake in this one. It's going to be very difficult to go retrieve the bomb with this amount of time to work with. Look how deep the counter-terrorists go towards spawn. Zein just charging forward, picking up kills aplenty. The flashbang comes over and does connect, but these T's line up and Glow shimmers through, shining light as he quickly sweeps them away.
A light at the end of the tunnel, Connor.
Haha.
Well, 5-0 for MVP. Definitely the start that they were hoping for here, but they have to keep it going. That's the thing.
Yep.
And even if they give away like an 11-4 half, I'm still going to have it in the back of my head that Order can always pull this game back, as they already have on a map that MVP are so strong at. So we move to a map where MVP aren't strong, usually at least. Anything can happen here. AWP in for Sicko, though. He is going to be posted up as termi gets aggressive. This is great because there's no one here to help Sicko out if termi finds the angle. And Sicko's going to be scoped in, but he does get the shot off. termi not going to be able to get away with a man advantage, and Sicko almost spotted by the second man. Bit of information there, but there's still a couple of close-up players. And there's the peek coming through from Zine. That won't be expected. Solo drops another man with the AWP in the meantime, and MVP pulling things back.
So Hats will creep into short. There are players all around him, both inside connector and just next to his right side. Zine has been a playmaker thus far in the half, and Glow now emerges from his corner. Now, unfortunately for the bomb carrier, he's going to have to get past Zine, who's boosted up on the piping. Get absolutely outplayed. Get wrecked.
Good night. That is always awkward to die to. No idea where that was coming. Imagine now. This is not a safe round for him, Connor. It's a 1v4. He's got 40 seconds on the clock. The bomb's under control of MVP. He should probably just save, but I wouldn't be surprised if he just goes for the loss bonus, considering it is maxed out.
He hasn't even moved.
I don't blame him. That's such a hard spot to play.
So nasty. It's not even fair. Look, he doesn't even predict it. Imagine, I mean, that's the thing, right? You see Imagine spamming into the wall because the player outside the window is distracting him. So Zine's just still camping. Not supposed to be allowed to do that. It's filthy.
That's fine, though. It works. Fine for Zine. And a 6-0 for MVP. Order. What have they got here? Another buy coming through. Do we have that AWP? I feel like Sicko, no, he doesn't have the cash for it. It's CZ instead. No one dropping over either. So limitations on the weaponry here for the Aussie side. Limitations on the rounds.
They're going to try to pick up the pace in this one, so it seems. They establish themselves outside Monster in the first 20 seconds. Their bomb will linger back. And in fact, this is going to be 4 players pushing in. The great flashbang from zeff lines up 2, but he can only get 1. Sicko will be able to regain vision fast enough to trade frag, and as he lays the smoke down into the bomb site, he will have a chance to push here. But Glow's got an awkward positioning that could definitely catch Order off guard. He skewers the first, spots the next 2, and he will not connect enough damage here, Hugo. This is an opportunity for Order to come out of nowhere.
Oh, but a shot missed from Liaz, just a little bit too high on the angle. Isn't going to take down that man coming in through the CT spawn, but the man on the flank will do all the damage. It's termi here with a rifle, looking to skewer them from behind as Solo takes the contact. He hits the shot with a P250. Massive kill from Solo, because now it leaves Alistair alone, and he's being sandwiched in between both CTs, trying to force a 1v1 here at the very least, but he doesn't know where the second man now is. Is he up short? No, he's round the pillar, and termi will make it happen.
That's nice positioning there from the last man up. Alistair trying to just work his way around the sandbags, right? It's like you're so exposed. Sure, you have smoke behind you. You're not incredibly sure whether or not that second CT committed to the monster wrap or whether or not he's going to come in from short. So Alistair is just confused and he's overwhelmed in the moment. Understandably. My God, MVP. This is the same as Inferno. They're starting off with an incredible half. We did say if maybe on the CT side they'd be a little more competent. And so far they are. Definitely challenging Order to even get their first.
Oof. Nice nade though at the very least. Although Order don't have the AWP to counter Solo, they can keep him back with the utility usage. However, it just pushes Solo back to a different angle, and now they've got to try and predict that. He's up on the flower bed on the A site. And Order's still got to spend time to make sure he's not committed to any close positioning, because he has been from time to time. Hats holding down towards B as well. So any kind of aggression from MVP on this side of the map is going to get punished, or at least he will try to.
Ooh. I like that Molotov. Should burn out the tree. And then the peek comes in just after. Solo, though, because of the grenades, he realizes there's action in this direction, and he's not going to shy away from it. He hasn't yet, so why now? Oh, that sucks. He just gets railed by Liaz. Now, termi's up into a good spot, too. He nearly lines them up enough to drop both bodies, but Sicko will trade frag to maintain the man advantage.
That's worth it. Order still have a 4v3 here, so no worries. And the bomb playing passive as well, because we've already seen it come back to haunt them when they have the bomb alone. No one from MVP going to be able to catch that off guard this time outside the B site. But it will be the B site where Order look to hit, with everyone starting to group down lower. Zion gets aggressive, so MVP now know this push is coming through, but knowing is half the battle. Imagine's already taken down the first player, and there's still a man hidden in the back of the pit. It's Glow waiting for contact, and there's the first he takes, looking for a little bit more, and Glow stepping up, 2 frags in, and he's now the last man alive, and it won't be enough to win the round. Order finally get themselves on the board, and in fact, it's at the same point we saw in Inferno, at a 7-1.
History repeats itself, Hugo Byron. And at the same time, look at MVP's cash. I mean, you win 7 rounds in a row, you lose a single, and all of a sudden you've got to consider what your buy is. I mean, they're definitely going to have enough to come in with all the bells and whistles. But what's the longevity of this situation? 2 CTs with not a full belt of utility. And it looks like Order are going to head out towards the playground. MVP doing something we haven't yet seen. This is a 3-player long A setup. Now remember, in the last round, Order, that's the first portion of the map they took before walking forwards into the bathrooms and then immediately rotating down into the B bomb site. So it looks like MVP are going to change up their defense to try and get ahead of what Order have been using as of late.
And no one on tree as well, the position that Order mollied in the previous round that Solo would have seen with his own AWP. So not letting Order counter any kind of setup here. Even a flashbang would only be so much, because with 3 players here, it's unlikely everyone gets blinded. We've even got a man with his back turned, playing anti-flash and also watching the exit of that toilet. So MVP, very nice setup, but it will be counteracted by Order walking up towards the A site through short. Sicko is outside of long, and he may face the battle here, but he does open up. Trade only just coming through. Very delayed for termi, but at least he gets it done. But taking casualty in the process now means Solo needs to step up.
Poor Solo too, right? He is alone in this bomb site, but now it's rotating backwards. He's heard so much presence that you saw him try to get ahead of this. They're going to rotate all the way around. They don't know if there's any short control from MVP, that being the section of water just over here on the other side of the tunnel. Hats, you can see keeping an eye on it. And now MVP, they're anticipating this B-site strike. They're trying to move their AWP player down. The footsteps are heard, and Hats just entries in with 1 zeff, nearly getting another body, but just the headshot, not enough to drop Imagine. The AWP, however, is in a prime position to stop the plant initially. 10 seconds left as this bomb goes down into the 2 versus 2 with a health advantage for Order. And the CT is hot on their heels.
Oh, but the Molotovs are burning down Lee as he has to move. The angle was covered anyway, so it didn't even matter if he committed to it. He dies. If he moves, he also dies. Now it is Alistair trying to hold down the line in this 1v2, but he's very exposed. After 1 kill, surely they know where he is, but they can't capitalize. And Alistair will take both. Second round for Order. Yes, there's 4 casualties in the process, but they at least pick it up and don't allow the reset. And as a result, the money gone from the Koreans.
That is another situation, just like we saw in Inferno, whereby in the heat of the moment, in what is a crucial turning point potentially, it is Order to come out on top. A 1 versus 2 clutch is huge in that instance. And he's out into the open as well, right? Yeah. Fully exposed. He's got nothing really to help him out other than his own individual skill, and it does shine through. What is the result, Hugo? What is the reward? The fruits of their labor? A pistol round for MVP, and what could easily be a 3rd for Order.
This is where the comeback could start to be drawn. Again, if we look at that previous map, it was actually, aside from a couple of off rounds, only the last 2 out of 3 that Order actually managed to pick up. So if they can start to get on the board a little bit earlier into this half, before we hit 10 rounds, this could certainly be a better start for them. Definitely more leeway into this map, you could assume. But again, pistols can always be a dangerous mistress. 3 down towards B short, MVP.
Aren't they all dangerous?
Yeah. Especially that CZ.
Yeah.
But only one of them, luckily.
Nobody's over towards long this time around. So Order will creep their way forward. But you can see MVP now rotating players off of the B bomb site. They are aware as to what's going on. And this is the beauty of long A control on overpass. It's an extremity of the map, which would lead you to believe that the direction Order will head is the commitment towards the A site. But if you take bathrooms control, it's the first step to also rotating through connector and down into B. It allows for you to come to the top entrance where the counter-terrorists tend to start the round. This is incredible. A 4-player stack up in the bathrooms. They don't really have the hardware to succeed here. And Liaz is going to find one with his back turn, but now they all emerge like ants in their hill. They'll come out trying to defend the little real estate they have. Glow cleared from the situation, and it falls to Solo alone. 3 T's ahead, one of which is tagged up in Alistair, and they know exactly where he's at now. He even has an AK to play with, but Sicko looks like he wants to give chase.
Oh, he's heard the footsteps, but he doesn't want to give away an AWP to Solo especially, so won't be going for the hunt. considering another teammate is low and you wouldn't want to send 2 players in at the risk of potentially losing the round, they will hold back. And that's a nice reserved decision from Order. Not always the best decision to chase, and although they probably would have got that kill, they didn't know that Solo was not watching his back. So a 3rd round foul for the T side with a couple of casualties along the line, but it's bit by bit they claw their way back into this game. However, this round's not over yet. Solo may have a position to find one.
Now remember, Order haven't really had the chance to recompose and recollect economy. So keeping these players alive would be important. That extra casualty, an economic blow. Although, they will still have enough to invest all around. And the same can be said for MVP. Their saves are out of the way, and they're looking to bounce back as quick as can be here with their rifles.
Now it's the advantage of Order having that AWP in play that MVP can't quite counter just yet. Let's see where Sicko goes. He's already posted it outside that B site. Very heavy presence here for Order early on. They're not going to be taking that long control this time. And in fact, MVP have read this well. They've got 3 players close. The early push coming in for Order. They're just going to dive onto the site, completely unsuspecting. MVP will not be ready for that setup. And then now only 1 man left up, but Alistair gives him a haircut for free.
He tries to rotate downwards. M4 not quite hitting its mark. MVP have been going for quite a few initial bomb site stacks, right? We've seen them go for those 3-2 setups quite frequently, even 4-1 at times. And that means that they're looking to rely on rotations, which have been afforded because Order aren't playing all too fast. This is actually one of the faster commitments and executions we've seen from the Aussies. And MVP, regardless of having 3 players there, just aren't able to go toe for toe. Losing the opening duel certainly doesn't help, especially when you consider that that first counter-terrorist has a chance to line up multiple bombs.
Oh, awkward timing there for Liaz. Had his knife out and will get caught by Termi. So MVP taking some kills with them, but yeah, it's going to have very little impact into the round. Even if Order are finding casualties, they're keeping at least 3 alive, so going to eventually get a net profit, and they're winning rounds in a row, 4 now. Again, MVP's economy under question, but the AWP is in play here for Solo.
Which is nice to see. He's been hitting some crucial shots on overpass.
Termi's actually top fragging as well for MVP right now, so that's a big factor to take into account. He was on their first half of the first map they played in this event, but yeah, at least keeping it consistent, showing it's not a fluke, it's not a one-time thing.
Coach, by the way.
Yeah.
Got 5 players from Order completely stacked outside the B site. This could be the round MVP actually pick up. I would argue this is one of their best setups yet because they have Solo over towards short. And if Order were to execute at this very moment, they are walking into what is a very well-defended bomb site. However, there is hesitation. You can see Order applying pressure towards the deep side of ladder. Hat's aware that there could be presence in that doorway. But it's over towards Long Monster that things look to kick off. As the smoke grenade will eventually fade, line of sights regained, and action on the cusp of this bomb site.
Lots of down will delay it a little bit longer, but Order yet to throw over any of their utility. So the commitment is not in yet, but you can see Hat setting up for the heaven smoke already. So this is going to be the real push from Order, the real deal. With fast flanks available from the likes of Termi and Solo to come through the connector. MVP know what's up, and Order going to begin to push in. Bomb first, big mistake. We need the trades to come through, but Glow doesn't want to allow for it. 2 frags from him, and the UMP swapped out to a rifle, but the timing gets the better of him. Imagine drops another man, and now it is the AWP trying to cut off the bomb from making its way to the site, but he's too little and too late. However, Termi is in from the back line again, and he is going to drop Sicko, leaving this just down to Imagine.
Who has actually thrown himself out of the bomb site onto the other side of the half wall. He spotted the movement too. Now he's seen and he hits the first headshot. The CT can trade. Solo next to his teammate, fast enough on his fingers and feet in order to clear the last T. But great attempt there from Order to seal the deal. Things getting hot and heavy down towards that B bomb site, Hugo. We had all 10 players on that side of the map from the very beginning of the round.
Yeah, I've never seen MVP more ready for that one. And all it would have taken is 1 player from Order just to set up towards A, throw some utility down on long, try and force MVP to give up such aggressive B control. And that would have easily been Order's round, I think, because it got so damn close anyway. But nope, Not close enough. MVP, they're going to get away with one more, and now Order looking for the reset on the back of their rifles, but in fact they are the ones close to being down to pistols. And again, it's another B charge, just playing contact into the site. Won't work out. The bomb spotted and dropped on the ground. Order cannot find the opening kills to follow up, and zeff is just laying into them. Kill after kill, round after round. MVP are pulling this back unless sicko has something to say.
Oh, he sees the shadow, but he just can't connect his follow-up shot. That could have been even scarier. It does seem to me that Order, they're confident in hitting that B site, but maybe a little overzealous. That's now 2 rounds back-to-back that MVP looked poised and prepared for the execution. Quick on the backside of short last round. This time, no contest. There wasn't even smokes on the bomb site, Hugo, for them to try and hold things off with. So
the thing is, the shame is Order got their 4 rounds in a row by going for like some very slow-paced, tactical approach. You know, it executes toward that A site, and then they just barrel into B 3 rounds in a row, and of course they don't find success. So yeah, I don't know why Order really changed up from what was working. At the end of the day, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I know MVP can read you a lot of the times, but they were still winning the rounds. That's the thing. So yeah, MVP with a nice couple of B stacks, and it will at least garner them a couple on the CT side. But hello,
what is that?
No idea.
Solo's gonna pick up 1 kill, but Liaz charges through smoke, finding the CT off guard. Zine will get in back behind Optimus Prime and then connects the first kill to sicko, but Alistair sealing the deal with yet another frag. This is one of those moments where Order can actually manage to just use pistols to rob away a round. It's never supposed to happen like this, and it did happen on Inferno, now looking to repeat itself on Overpass unless MVP can gun their way back into the bomb site. They started off by clearing bank, now it falls to the players towards bathrooms in sight, and this guy on the box is dead to right, so Liaz has to clutch, and he's gonna miss his chance. Great retake from MVP, despite offering up the opportunity.
That was sick from zeff. Some really nice bait peeking there, some pre-fire shots just to force the shot from Order. And again, Liaz in the toilets. He fires 1 bullet with the AWP, and instantly he gets peeked from zeff because he knows that, of course, he's got about half a second to react before that AWP can be reloaded and another bullet can be put into the chamber.
Yep.
Really good retake there from zeff. And MVP was looking like maybe Order could start to pull things back, but they have closed the door on that, at least until now. The rifles are back in play, no AWP for sicko, but Solo has got his own, and on 14 kills and 5 deaths, he's certainly feeling confident.
Solo's going to be confidently frying down into connector, does get shot through a smidgen of an angle. Although now it's going to be Alistair to commit with a flashbang. He catches the teammate of termi, and then Solo gets him back with 1 shot through the chest. He puts a player from Order to rest. It's Alistair down in connector. The rest of the T's trickling across the map, retrieving bomb, and Solo offered an opportunity to retreat.
They're still going to try and contest long, though. They actually spot a close-up player. A risky play from Solo, but he won't get punished. 2 men up on the backside as well, and the flash is through, but Solo can't follow up with the shot to connect. Still Order, very heavy setup here on long. I'm surprised they're committing to it, but with the smoke down, it cuts off Solo from playing this angle, but not for them to push, and that's a perfect push as well. Zine and Solo go in through the smoke, and they get a kill from it. Just fall back. No need to commit for more than they need. With the man advantage now, MVP sits solid into this round, and still 2 players committed towards B, but the bomb looking like it wants to rotate.
Ooh, MVP. Thanks to Zine, will get that contact, but Sicko spots him. Oh, Sicko. Perfectly timed on the retreat. You can argue that's a bit of luck helping him.
Yeah.
And so now it falls to Hats to find an entry. zeff lying in wait. He attempts to spray him down and will do so successfully, hearing and predicting the presence of another player. But Solo, still lingering on at the A site, pummels back another. It falls to Liaz, 10 seconds left. He is going to desperately try to get himself into the A site, and with that kill, he has actually managed to get this bomb down. The retake is on, the clutch unfolding. And it is just Glow and zeff, Hugo on the other side. 1 flashbang for Glow. They both have kits, and they're coming in from separate directions. Liaz, he's going to play over towards long. This is a good position because anybody that flanks you from bathrooms has to come around this corner up close, and the shadow will give you away. Unless the peek comes in from bank simultaneously, he could line up these shots, but both players already onto the bomb site, and Liaz now has gunned this down to the 1v1. Glow comes in, and sure enough, the clutch is there. Order, again, in the heat of the moment, pick up a crucial round.
And that was sick from Liaz. I'm not sure if he caught that, but he actually ran back after getting that first kill, only to move forward. You could see the way that I think was Glow approached that angle is because he pre-aimed the left side, assuming that Liaz had run back, but of course he faked it. So nice fake there from Liaz. Actually wins him the round as a result. And Order, 5 rounds and a half. It's more so than Inferno, and hey, they still won that map.
Think about it. We have obviously a 1 versus 3 here in that final round in order for Order to get a 5th. But also remember that they had a 1v2 clutch situation down on the B-bomb side as well. So there's so many parallels to be drawn between this T side from Order and that of Inferno. Like, they should be having even less than the little they do.
But the question is now, will they be able to continue the CT side that they showed on that previous map to try and take this victory here in their pick? Because right now it's still looking good for MVP. Like, we're hyping up over Order, sorry, but it's so much down to this pistol. If MVP can take it, they may be able to run away with this game before Order even get a chance to clean up and pull back. It's the A site where these Ts begin to look, and Hat's playing close, but with 3 players here for Order, there's certainly an opportunity. 2 players spotted for MVP, and the bomb also seen, so these rotations need to come through, but Hat is getting pressured, and Sicko will step up to the mark, only for 1, doubling down as a flashbang comes in. Sicko looks for more, and he'll find it as well. Sicko is sick, with 4 kills coming through. He may have just saved the day here for Order.
It is on to zeff. Another clutch attempt this time for MVP, but he only has near half health, and down he goes. The pistol ace from Sicko. The second of this tournament.
Yeah, T-side pistol ace from Mirage in their first opening game, and he follows it up. This man loves a USP.
Cheeky USPs, Hugo Byron.
Dear, oh dear. That is incredible.
Yeah, it is. And especially when you consider the heat of the moment again, right? It's this very up-close and personal engagement with the Glocks trying to rattle past. The CTs even flubbing their first initial engagement, right? A few shots astray.
Oof.
Despite that, doesn't ruin their day, and they'll pick up the opening pistol here in the second half. So round 17 coming your way. Order looking to cut back the lead. For those of you guys who may just be tuning into our second map, it was an 11-4 first half on Inferno. The comeback for Order as they swept away the win. And now they're looking to do the same thing here with a 5-round start as they kick off this CT side.
Everything is cloning itself, Connor, round by round. With the scout in play, this is something we've not seen across this entire series. So maybe zeff can catch some players off guard. Hats is already low. Sicko going to get overwhelmed, but he does have his teammate support in the back, so Liaz can clean up that kill. Again, Hat's kind of getting left out to dry there, unfortunately, but Order still holding on to the round for the time being. We've got 1 man pressuring B right now, and that's Solo, but still the bomb sits outside of the A site, so it's not really a commitment here for MVP. They do want to hit A eventually, and in fact that time will come very, very shortly, because with 45 seconds on the clock, they've got to make their decision here and now.
We're going to be trying to use the beam with Glow, who cannot connect the first one. MP9 now going to fall. Sicko not going to be a part of this equation. However, Liaz has retreated back into the bank. The bomb plant has to be given over, forfeited to the favor of MVP, as the 3v4 now looks to get itself back into the bomb site. Imagine's going to take the pressure onto his shoulders, and with a Molotov chucked over towards Long, he could try to get this kill, but no, termi's going on a tear. With just the CZ75, he's gotten himself 2 and a 3rd. He makes it look so damn easy.
Just having a giggle there at the end. Pretty happy with that one, and I don't blame him. That is not what you should be giving up there if you're Order. I have no idea how termi manages to get every single kill at such a range with the CZ75, but fantastic work to do so. And 11 rounds now for MVP. They may have made this game a little more interesting, thrown a curveball the way of Order. What looked like a potential comeback at one point now gets called into question as Order. They've got to eco. They've got to play off 1900 loss bonus next round, and even then, players like Hats aren't going to have enough money to buy. So, Order, if they're looking to buy next round, I would not be surprised, but be a bit worried for them, because MVP should still be able to find this one, and if they follow up with 13, that's an anti-eco to bring them to the penultimate round of this map, potentially. Order in a very compromising spot.
Flashbangs over towards Long will make first point of contact, but with this hardware, what do you expect Order to do, especially at a distance? Liaz is going to try to just use this cubby the corner to his favor. Will actually connect a significant amount of damage with the USP, but poor Sicko gets baited into the peak and Glow gives cover to Solo. So all of a sudden there's 3 Order members left over, and they are just grasping at straws.
This is not looking good. And kind of how you would expect. MVP taking a pretty clean round so far. There's some damage onto these players, but no casualties just yet, and that won't change. Only default pistols for Order with a couple of investments, so no armor, no real hope. Here's where they need to have hope, though. And even then, I mean, look at the money. It's honestly garbage. Liaz and Imagine don't even have enough money for an M4 with armor as well, so they've got to take some serious substitutes. FAMAS, double FAMAS, MP9, and barely any utility. This is not the best kind of buy you want to at least pull in when MVP have 12 rounds.
Yeah, you can see clearly the pressure starting to affect the decisions of Order. They're running out of wiggle room. The margin of error slightly smaller round after round. And this one's going to be crucial. The flash around the corner will allow for Alistair to peek. He does blindside termi first and foremost. He spots so many bodies, and Order just looking to go blow for blow. They're taking fights toe-to-toe, and it is going to be Order to come out on top, leaving zeff alone. 1v3, no bomb. Scout upgraded to a FAMAS. Still grenades on his belt, and at least time on the clock.
He's going to be making a lot of noise. They haven't seemed to realize it just yet. He's going to flank these players, actually. It's actually all down to Liaz if he checks his spot. If he does not, then there's an opportunity for zeff, and the push comes through. Well timed from Liaz. That could have been a very awkward round for a second there, but no, he regains control, and so do Order. So they actually come in with their rifle round and get some work done, but can they keep it consistent? Because MVP have already run ecos before, and now instead they have rifles in their hands. There's still loads of money. Solo had $7,000, but didn't buy the AWP. That's a note.
I mean, this is what we started to watch happen on Inferno that I would argue allowed for Order to get back into the game.
I mean, it's fine. At the end of the day, we don't have HSK here, so it's not like Solo, you know, is known for his AWPing all the time, right?
Of course.
But we'll see. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. For now, though, there's no AWP for Order, so it's not a massive problem, but let's just keep that in mind.
MVP going to patiently set themselves up on the other side of Monster. This is the kind of play that can just so quickly go from 0 to 100. They can just burst and blast their way past any type of defense being set up from Order, which does currently come in the form of 3 on B. And they do spot the short presence. Coupled with the long push, it's Order just cleanly sweeping everyone off the server. It's all falling down to Solo. He bounces back with 1, but more bark than bite. It is Order with another on the board.
I mean, not even any bark as well. That's just Order completely mowing down MVP with only a single kill coming through in the 1v5. And an instant flank from Hats down the connector. Order keeping things in check, and now it is MVP checked out of this round. It's down to pistols, and while they've won it before, it was a force buy, and they don't even have CZs here. Solo Deagle, P250, and 3 Glocks. Good luck.
You'll need it. Ooh, another one. That one's not going to be so big.
Oh, yeah.
It'll shave off 2 health from zeff. AK's tapping at a distance now. Again, expect the rifles at this distance to have a substantial advantage. termi realizes he might get a duel up close, but Order knows better than to go chasing for kills here. This is a prime opportunity to start making this comeback happen yet again. Now you cannot make mistakes.
So with 1, but it's a nice deagle trade from Glow. That's a big shot there. Leaves the rifle out on the open, and Order have to question, do we want to give that position up or do we want to contain them? It will be the latter. With long pressure removed from Zein's death, Order can actually fight back this short control. Still deep smokes holding back MVP, wasting time, valuable time. They do throw Glow down on long instead to try and spice things up here. But Liaz has it on lockdown, so Order leaving every box ticked. All their I's dotted and their T's crossed. 35 seconds left as MVP begin to push up, but this will account to really nothing.
Yeah, if anything, maybe the element of surprise. You might not expect both guys to be rounding these corners up close. I like that Solo gives his weapon to termi, seeing as he has on lower HP, and he might have to plant the bomb. With a smoke grenade, he could just throw this in the bomb site and try to go for the plant. Get the extra money. And Hats even misses a shot. The whiff could cost them. Liaz is here. They know exactly where both these CTs are. Nobody's connecting their kills just as of yet, but now Liaz has had enough, and he lays down the law. 2 easy kills. Another sweep here from Order, and this lead, Hugo, slowly, surely, round by round, retracted back by Order to now just a 3-point difference.
It's looking doable. But again, we have another buy from MVP. So Order need to be careful here, as MVP are only 4 rounds away from pulling us all the way to Mirage. And again, that's a map that they've got a lot of experience on. It's not a map that MVP will shy away from. So there's still questions called. So set up slow here, no really early map control taken from this T side. 1 man outside of B. More of a default here for MVP, but Order are the ones to be proactive, or at least Hats. Pushed up for a party, in party. With balloons on the back line, he looks to try and force a kill, but MVP, they aren't going to be going anywhere near him anytime soon. Smoke to the toilets, cut Sicko off, and this leaves Hats out to dry, but will he make things rain? First kill coming through, but Glow, instantaneous trade, not giving any opportunity.
That's all right. MVP are content with that one. You'll go 1 for 1 any day of the week, especially on a map like Overpass, where Order should try to keep an even defense across both bomb sites. Sicko, working with a smidgen of an angle, tries to drop another body, and he does. And this time, Solo's untradeable. Look at the next closer player. Zion is supposed to be the guy to trade frag if he dies, and he was nowhere near able to do that. Solo, a little overzealous in the situation. He's going to go down for free. It's still possible that somebody from MVP bails them out of the situation, gets a kill regardless of not having an immediate trade. But it just makes your job that much harder. We just mentioned it's so crucial to be in a 4v4. That's such a near wide open door. Although the advantage no more. Liaz gonna get himself into the cubby, the corner, trying to hide and let these T's cross paths. He spots the shadow, easy cleanup versus Glow. And Sicko, he's gonna chime in with an off. The spray down's good, and Order to the double digits too.
Liaz has been so good on this A side, just constantly putting up 2 or 3 kills every single round consistently, not letting it fall. That's been such a big part of Order being able to hold down this site. Of course, Sicko's been strong with the AWP, but we already know that. We don't need to rub that in any more than it already has. 22 kills for him. Liaz with 19.
That's the difference. Sicko and Liaz are putting on a hard carry in this moment. If you look at the kill distribution for MVP, it's incredibly close. So again, they're performing like a team, but there's no standout star that can just seem to counter that of Order.
And that usually is Solo as well.
Yeah. Now Alistair is even going to get a chance to shine. He goes for the aggressive peek and looks to double down into the doorway. Right through the wall, no problem.
Nice. That sucks to be on the receiving end of that, but it's always nice to watch. Ooh. CZ looking for the kill. Solo still to go for that push, but Liaz has it on lockdown down on B. He's just rotating between both sides. This man wants every kill he can. Although MVP not going to be committing to B for now. The bomb's still in connector. And MVP needs to connect the dots if they want really anything in this round, but it doesn't seem realistic. Nice jump, and Alistair spots him on top of the railing, so actually goes for the follow-up shot.
zeff looking desperately for something here. Will connect with the final bullet. The reload's not done fast enough, so Hats just has a shooting gallery ahead.
This is happening, Connor.
Yeah, it is. Again, that's the thing. Is like this is not an anomaly. This is simply a repeat as what happened on Inferno. MVP, obviously a competent lineup. They're able to establish a lead, but when the stars of Order start to shine, they just don't have a response. Not as of yet, but we're not too far gone. The 24th round, with MVP still maintaining that one single round lead.
Ooh, Sicko naded off the angle as well. We've even got the double AWP coming through here. Alistair going to pull that in. So, Order equipped even better than earlier. Liaz is down in the connector, a position we've not seen held, and that all shot rings off. So Liaz doesn't get checked. Termi looked like he was going to check the angle, but Alistair draws the attention back, and he tries to follow up through the smoke, but is unsuccessful. However, that doesn't matter. Order have a man advantage, and MVP are all isolated up on this A site. Hats, I don't think he was spotted there, and he can hear the footsteps as well, so he's in a very good spot, but he lets him run by. Hats going down to Glow, and now Order, they've given away the man advantage.
It's unfortunate because Sicko could have been in a position to help him. He could have easily thrown a flashbang over the wall, but it is offered away. Sicko with a smoke in his face has to also offer up real estate to MVP, who will have presence towards this A site, but not in the form of the bomb.
Still the time is ticking away for MVP, and that bomb, as you say, outside of the B site, MVP only showing face here. If they're going to commit towards B, they need to have a man to rotate back down. zeff spots ahead, and he's going to go for the shot here, trying to get a good angle, but he's going to miss it. And that's a kill for Liaz again, defending this A site. The bomb walks into B, but MVP have lost everyone else, and Alistair can even hold down against that lone bomb on the lower site. I mean, that's a desperation play for MVP. If you're relying on your one man to clutch out on that B site in a 1v4, I don't know what your game plan is.
No, absolutely not. That's just a tragic flop from MVP as their feet hit the A site. Maybe if you're able to get a couple kills and soften up the other side, then you've got that switcheroo to try and work with. But it doesn't come through, and unfortunately for the boys of MVP, they have lost their lead, Hugo. It is the double ops setup that we had seen on Inferno, used by Order in order to get themselves to the comeback. But Sicko, he's got to be cautious because he's revealed himself with T's already just parading right past him. Hats is going to be exposed to the backside, but he rips round fast enough to at least bail himself out.
Yeah, that's a big kill as well. You give away an opportunity like that, upgrading the Mac 10 to a rifle and a man advantage. MVP could have run away with this round, especially with that follow-up kill. But in fact, it's only a trade now. zeff dropping hats eventually. And maybe playing a bit of aggressive as well. It seems like he could have fallen back to a far more passive position, but actually was caught out in the open there. So MVP do manage to take advantage of that. As hats is dead, and now the A site is at least open for business. Liaz close in the smoke. We've seen him find success here before. Will it be expected? That's a question. Termi's moving down, and it seems like he is a little bit aware of this corner. He's going to peek close, and he does find the kill. 46 HP left up, and the Orb can't hit the shot. Sicko needs to step up, or Imagine does at the very least, because he's going to be trialed, and zeff will drop him. Now things start to fall apart for Order. In a 2-on-4, the flank is already in play. The round is won. MVP surely got their 13.
The difference maker in this one to me, Hugo, is the fact that you're able to clear Liaz out from that corner. We have alluded to Liaz's success so significantly on that A bomb site, and this time, once he falls, the entirety of the site does crumble. MVP, they're making sure that they prioritize that point of contact as well, right? If their long player dies, they could have easily just rerouted back through bathrooms into the B bomb site, but they continue on because they get that kill. They know the rotate's coming upwards, and I love the fact that they finally have a chance to get back into the bank. They use that to deal with the quick rotate upwards. And although it is a round one from MVP, it is still guns in the hand of Order. Alistair, no way he does that.
That
he
is incredible.
Somehow survived.
I have no idea. Both kills coming through. I would have assumed that trade is found, but the flank is in. And even though Liaz dies, he does so much damage. This round is surely a guarantee for Order. And this is the worst possible situation unless Glow can save the day, because this will be a reset to the economy. MVP's cash gone. Order might be able to do this as well with only one man left up against him. Alistair holds down the line. Glow, he needs to predict this angle, needs to predict the position, but he can't. Either way, the shot miss gives an opportunity. It allows him to cross towards the site, but the Molotov forces him into the open. The time was gone regardless, and this map may be gone for MVP if they cannot find the victory here. Because, Connor, that's a reset, that's the money gone, that's 13-13. MVP, this may even tempt them to buy, but they really shouldn't. I don't like it. I don't like it. No. They had money that they could have gone for a single eco.
Yep. You've gotten yourself this close. And now you're going to be trying to get yourself in with this haphazard buy. And it's an aggressive stance already over here towards Fountain. Hat's going to be prying and peering downwards into the spawn. zeff, the single CZ. Oh, he just goes charging in. They're never going to expect that to come his way. So now Imagine is all alone here. His teammate back behind him's dead. It looks like MVP could do this. With a 3 versus 2 on the bomb site, they are barely alive. The health here combined between these 3 remaining Ts is so insignificant. And not only that, but Hats comes in from the back. He's got all 3 of MVP clumped and tethered together inside this B bomb site. And he is just playing it cool, calm, and collected. He looks to take all of these kills on his own. His teammate now coming in, and he starts it off with the first. He tries to transition. He does this. It falls to termi, the last man up, and he's got 2 defenders to deal with. He now tries to strike by surprise. He hears them on the boxes, but the defuse comes through.
And Order save the day, or Hats saves the day for the team. He's been having a struggle this map, but that is such an important moment to step up. Not only denying MVP the force win that could have won them the map, because again, look at the money of Order. That would have been an eco for them, or at least a force buy. MVP probably would have won this game if they just win that single round, but no. Hat saves the day. MVP of that round. MVP maybe of maybe this map, you could even argue to some extent just from that one play. Massive impact. But the game's not over just yet, Connor.
Not yet, no. Now with an upgrade into the AWP as well. There's still 2 Mac 10s, the liability between Zine and Solo. but the bomb's still down towards spawn, so MVP, they're not able to commit off of any of this Hugo. They have to play patiently, and Hats, the playmaker in the previous, is going to try to keep himself standing, and that's a great idea. You do not want MVP to bounce back into this round.
Smoke down keeps them back, and this is a problem for Order because, again, they want to try and trade this back into a 4-on-4. This play from Zine can completely catch off Alistair, and he runs right through the smoke up on the A site. Now Order, they're sandwiched in between opponents, but the bomb dropped, and Hat's trying to save the day once again, but he's going to get pressured. Too much to deal with. Zine drops the rotation off of B, and somehow MVP have done it. Even though everything was against them, even though they had no money, they found their 14th.
This series has been so sick. And it's not over yet. Neither team having secured overtime. Neither team having secured much of an economic backbone either.
With 4 casualties in that previous round, Order have no money, Connor.
Yep.
And while MVP have shown how they are able to win or get very close to winning these force buys, we've not even seen Order on a force buy. Not really this half. A couple in the early stages, but it's been rifle round after rifle round.
Yeah.
They've had success. Yes, they won the pistol, but they got reset straight away and then went to the full eco. So actually, yeah, we haven't seen Order with pistols and armor this entire half, apart from that first round. So time for something new to come out. And as surprising as that seems, 28 rounds in, something new. But it's untethered ground for Order, as we're going to see how they choose to invest. They can play for OT here, certainly an option. And I think in this point, that's probably the best option. The only thing that might bait them into buying is the fact that Leas has already got a gun, so they can buy around that. He can drop a Galil, and potentially they can put something together here. But at 14-14, there's no right answer.
I love pauses on the 29th round.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite moments in Counter-Strike. 14-14, match paused. Let it stew. Let it brew and boil. And then we will have a clash in this next one. But Order, this is tough. You have to make a very difficult decision, whether or not you just let this round slide and then look to rebuy with a better purchase in the next. But nobody likes playing for overtime, Hugo.
No, especially being on the back foot. If you have that overtime guaranteed, it's always like a little bit of a worry-free situation to some regard. Like you can go, okay, we can always fall back on overtime, but if you have to guarantee the fact that you give away a round and then try and drag it back, it's even harder. We're going to see what Order have done, though. Did they force? Did they eco? Went for the latter. And I think that's the right decision.
Yeah, it is.
The safer decision.
Yeah. It's playing it safe, right? Which can either come back to reward you or just let MVP's victory sail that much quicker.
Yeah. I think if MVP couldn't buy up fully here, say they had like a couple of UMPs, this would be a good round to force, but they have the money.
If you knew your force buy was working against a lesser buy of your opponents, but that's not the case. It's a full-fledged purchase from MVP. Elias has been an incredible, impactful player throughout this second map, so I do like to see him on the Galil. And I like this from Order, right? It's like you're on a weaker buy. You need to have some kind of a gimmick to kind of break through and get past that advantage that MVP will wield. So what do? They opt to put all of their teammates up here on the A-bomb site. 3 of them inside the bathrooms with pistols. The Galil trying to welcome and invite them inwards. And with Glow making first contact, that is exactly what we're going to get.
Ooh, a bit of a challenge here. But only one man committing. The rest are coming in through the toilets of the party. The flash through long keeps Glow in the corner, and they'll overwhelm him. And that's a second gun given and an opportunity taken by Order. This is not a full force, though, take into account. So it's not like they have armor behind that Galil currently. And MVP spot the attack, so they just go for their own down on B. Negating the stack up on the A toilets as well. Alistair will drop a man on the back line, but still MVP with a good chance in this round. They do have the B site under control and starting to find picks.
Zeff's in a forward position as well, so this is going to make the push in from Order that much more difficult. He will not nail the second to the wall. It is still a man advantage being held onto here from Order. They have all 3 of their CTs on the cusp of this bomb site. It is still Hats with a CZ, but he also has a kit, Hugo. He has a kit, so time is not necessarily against them, although they do need to start to get this one rolling. Termi's just going to spray down 2, and now that's it. Unless Alistair connects some killer shots, but he throws the op over the fence. That right there is a tease.
That's amazing. That's such a good play from Alistair. I want to see if they picked it up. No, they didn't. And they don't have the money. Oh, they do have the money for it. But even so, he doesn't know that. That's a really clever play from Alistair. Instead of trying to escape or force a kill, just get out of the map. Get out of the game. Don't let them play with it. And in fact, they won't. They're not even going to buy it down. So, yeah, he's just taking a potential AWP that could have been brought into this round away from MVP. But they're not too worried. Again, they could have bought their own, so it's fine for now. Now Order actually have the buy with a very good chance in the previous round. It definitely makes you convinced that this is a possibility of overtime.
Yeah.
But let's see if they can fully go for it, fully commit.
We have gone the distance on overpass. I had so easily written MVP off, seeing as we had such a small sample size to really work with. The expectations low, the performance high.
Especially after that previous map.
Of course. But they'll be working with a man disadvantage. We could very easily be going into overtime here. Order looking to end it as early as can be. But that will not happen in regulation. Hats is a very real liability here. He offers up his back. You could see the timing. He kept his head on a swivel looking both directions, but it's the moment he looks away that the terrorists walk in.
I don't know why he's so committed there. You have a 5-on-4, you have a man advantage, you're cornered. Playing aggressive when you have a double play is one thing, but playing aggressive when you're alone, you're just offering up a kill for MVP there. They know you're in the toilets, they know they can kill you. It's a weird decision from Hats, and it may cost Order an entire map. As now the push coming through, the shot as the smoke ends as Liaz finds that first kill. Sicko close on the site finds a lot of damage, but it's Imagine to clean up the kill instead. zeff dropping openers and Solo joins the fray, but it's a 2-on-2 with a shot through the smoke from zeff. This has now made the round possible for MVP.
Alistair, though, he has a health advantage. zeff is sitting on a 3K. 68 HP combined for what remains of MVP. This bomb is planted on Optimus Prime, and Alistair can wrap around smoke. Oh no, he didn't see it. He's dead to rights, and MVP, just like that, they deny overtime, and they upset on their opponent's map pick, taking us to a third Hugo Byron. Oh my goodness, I never saw this outcome coming.
Not on a map they don't play as well. This just throws all our predictions out the window. You can see how happy they are after that victory, and I don't blame them. Pretty insane stuff to witness, and MVP certainly earned that victory on the map. But